Hey everybody, we have a classic song here for you today, Teach Your Children, written by Nash. I'm going to show you how to play the song in a pretty easy way and in a more authentic way with a drop D tuning. Check it out. Let's get started with the skills you need to play this tune at the easiest level. You need 4 chords, D, G, A, and B minor, and you need the boom chick strum with your picking hand. I'm going to show you all that stuff in a second. What I want to communicate is that when you see the letter D on the screen in the next clip, here's what that D represents. 4 boom chicks, and notice I'm alternating between the 4th and the 5th, and the 4th and the 5th. Okay? On G, it's going to go 6-4, 6-4. A, 5-4, 5-4. And on B minor, 4-3, 4-3. So all you're going to see is one of those chord names, but that's what it represents. 4 chicks, 4 boom chicks with that type of alternating playing. Okay? There are only a couple of small exceptions to what I just showed you there. At the very end of the chorus, when you hear, look at them inside, and know they love you. That part of the song, you'll see what I mean in the next clip. But there are occasions at the very end of each of the 2 choruses when you just hit the G with 2 boom chicks and then a single A strum. That's all, no big deal. You'll know it when you hear it. And then at the very end of the tune, there's another little tiny exception. All right, but those are the skills. Now, some of you might want to pause the video right now and take each one of those 4 chords and work on your accuracy and your tone. Accuracy is obvious, hitting the right string at the right time. When I say tone, I mean squeezing the pick a little bit on the boom and relaxing on the chick. In essence, you should sound like 2 guitar players. Okay, punching out that low bass note and then a light strum on the treble strings. Okay, and if you're not comfortable or familiar with this boom chick approach, pause it and do that boom chick on each one of those chords. Lastly, before we go on to the next clip, for some of you, the B minor chord might be a little bit tricky, partly because it's a 4-finger chord and partly because it pulls you out of position. And by that I mean, in general, my left hand is around the 2nd and 3rd frets. Everything is fine. Also in B minor, it's not just my fingers, but I'm committing my elbow, my whole arm really, to getting that B minor. Okay? So go easy on yourself. If that B minor is a little bit tricky to get to in the beginning, don't worry. Okay? You'll get it. A little bit of practice. All right. So now let's go on to playing the song all the way through with a boom chick pattern. And then after that, I'm going to show you the even more authentic way you're really hearing it when you hear it on the recording. Now take a look at the chord progression on the screen there in front of you. D, G, D, A. That's the heart of this tune. D, G, D, A. Again, 4 boom chicks on each one of those chords. That's going to carry you through the intro. It happens once in the intro. It happens twice in the verse. It happens 2 more times in the chorus. So far we haven't varied from the D to G to D to A. I'm going to do just a tiny bit of the verse just to make sure that you're comfortable knowing where the words line up here. Okay, just for a second. If I start on the verse, you're going to hear you are the road. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Must have a code that you can live by. There's the D, G, D, A. Over and over again. Now, when you finally change out of that, well, follow the words, and right after, don't you ever ask them why. That's when you know the B minor is on its way. Here it comes. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you would cry. Here it comes. Look at them inside. There's the B minor, right in the word sigh. Now, here's the exception that I told you about in the very beginning. After sigh, on the word sigh, we're doing the 4 B minors. Here comes the G just for 2 2 boom chicks and a strum on A. And know they love you. And right on love you, you're back to the D, G, D, A. Okay? So there's one of the only exceptions. You get the idea. Bottom line, D, G, D, A over and over again. Now, that covers the intro, the verse, the chorus. The second verse happens, same deal. Second chorus happens, same deal. Coming out of the second chorus, we have that same B minor, that same G, A exception I just showed you. And know they. Now, if you want to be really, really accurate, here's how the song ends. Okay, this is coming out of the second chorus. We did the G, A, and know they love you. Okay, this song is going to go kind of like what you'd expect. D for 4, G for 4. Now check this out. This is the very end of the tune. D for 2, A for 2, and then we have D for 2, 3, and then I'm going to go boom, boom. Watch it, I'll do it again. This is the very end of the tune. Once, twice, a third stroke, a third boom on D without the brush, and then a little cute boom, boom, A, D, and there you have it. There's the outro of the tune. All right, now you've come this far. Let's drop our 6th string. Let's loosen it down to the note D. I recommend using an electronic tuner to do that, and you can double check against your 4th D string. Let's retune, take a minute and get that 6th string down to D, and now let's learn it the more authentic way the band is really strumming the tune. Here it comes. Okay, I'm glad you're still here watching. Hope you didn't get scared away by the whole notion of dropping your fat E string down to low D. Take a second and do a reality check. Your 6th and 4th strings should really ring nicely in unison with each other, okay? That's how you know you've got it right. Anytime you retune one string, it's always a good idea to be a real pro and check all 6 strings. Just do a quick double check. Another tip, when you loosen a string to get it to the right note, you want to bring it down slightly below pitch and make your final movement a tightening movement. It just helps the gears in your tuners really sync up, okay? So don't simply lower it down to D and figure you're all set. Bring it down a hair below D and then use your electronic tuner to bring it back up to pitch. Okay, your final move should be a tightening move. Okay, now I'm not going to play through the whole song right now, but I want to show you what you need to play through the whole song. And here's what it is. Obviously the form of the song is still the same, right? D, G, D, A, B minor, all that stuff doesn't change. Because the 6th string is now D, when it comes time to strum the D chord, which is a lot, you're going to lead with the 6th string first. Okay? Now here's the move you can use quite a bit on the D chord because that's what the band does. They do this type of sound right here. Notice what I did there with my middle finger on the 1st string. Slow motion. 6th string, brush, 5th string. I did a down up over here. That's the easy part. But when I went down, I had my middle finger off and I put it back down for the upstroke. Okay, adds a nice touch. If you think about a songwriter like Nash, he's played a lot of D chords in his life. So how does he keep things interesting? Retuning, putting in little embellishments like this, okay? It's a way to keep things interesting. So anytime you play the D chord at all, if you're doing this new tuning here, feel free to put in that little embellishment. You don't have to do it every time, but... Now here comes a little trick. The new way of doing G. I like to use my ring finger. I suppose you could use your pinky. I put my ring finger, 6th string, 5th fret. That's the note G now. And my index finger doing a little bar. You got to use your index finger, 2 treble strings, 3rd fret. By the way, before I talk about the left hand some more, you might notice that now that we're being more true to the tune, sometimes the chick is a downstroke, sometimes it's a down up, which I would call a chicka. And you can go back and forth, okay? There's some room to improvise. You don't always have to simply do the downstroke. You can occasionally put in there down up. Okay, weird chord, right? You should intentionally lean over your finger to dampen out the fifth string, which is actually pretty easy. Some of you were already doing it without me mentioning it, because you don't want to hear the open A string ringing. The other strings, it's fine. Okay, the A chord. Nice happy A chord here. Remember, on the A chord, we're not going to strike the sixth string, the fat low string. Otherwise, though, the A chord, you have a nice little option here. Watch this. See that little hammer on I did with my third finger, second string? Again, this is in keeping with what the guys are doing on the song. And in general, you still want to alternate between the fifth and the fourth strings. Don't be too tough on yourself. If you happen to hit the fifth string twice, that's okay. To the best of your ability, though, alternate between two different bass strings on any of these chords, okay? Alternate between two different bass strings. But especially if you're singing along or someone is singing along, believe me, the world is not analyzing how consistently you're going back and forth between two bass strings, okay? Do the best you can. But the most important thing is have a good time. Okay, the B minor. Let's break away from that simple B minor and add one more level of challenge here. The way the band is playing it, they are extending their index finger over to the fifth string so that their index finger is barring across 5 strings, and you might want to just bar across all 6 just for leverage. We're not going to use the bass string, the sixth string, but if it gives you a better grip, go for it. You don't have to, though. Okay? Now, if this bar version of B minor is just not going to happen for you today, that's all right. You can still use this B minor. But some of you are more comfortable with bar chords, or you want the challenge, so go ahead and make a bar across 6 or at least 5 strings, and then you can alternate between 5 and 4 when the B minor comes. Okay, so there you have it. That is the more authentic fretting hand and more authentic picking hand for Teach Your Children. Drop D tuning is what it's called, and sounds great, right? Okay, there you have it, everybody. Teach Your Children, and a little bit of trivia. That great pedal steel that you've been hearing your whole life as you listen to this tune, who is that pedal steel guitar player? Do you know who it is? I'm going to keep you in suspense. I'll tell you in a second. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for hopefully subscribing to my YouTube channel. I love getting those subscribers. Please check out my website down there, Songbike. Lots of great videos that you can check out for a membership fee of only $9.95. And you can find lots of videos that are not available on YouTube. Okay, so who was that pedal steel guitar player on this tune? None other than Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. Yeah, I know. Who knew, right? He's also a banjo player, too. Did you know that, Jerry Garcia? Okay, my friends, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow for another fantastic riff of the day.